The inability by Eskom to maintain consistent and reliable power supply for South Africans continues to affect businesses negatively, as it has a direct effect on the productivity of businesses. The latest figures by Statistics South Africa, Stats SA, show manufacturing production decreased by minus 1.1 in November 2022 year-on-year due to load shedding. Economists say this is not surprising given the very high business disruptions with a recent announcement by Eskom to escalate load shedding to stage 6. This will no doubt exacerbate an already dire state of affairs and destroy the South African economy further. Meanwhile, on the markets, the rand opened relatively significantly weaker at 17 rand against the US dollar compared to Tuesday's opening rate of 16.94 at 20.69 against the British pound compared to Tuesday opening rate of 20 rands 62. Professor Banke Dumisa, an independent economic analyst, joins me for more on the effect of load shedding on the South African economy. Many thanks for giving us your time. Seems there is no end to load shedding in South Africa. How has this impacted the business and the economy?
It is really affecting the South African economy significantly. I mean, as you've just given those figures, that the manufacturing production figures for November 2022 showed a decline of 1.1% year on year. And this has been the problem with a lot of other figures being released by Stats SA, which shows then that even though we were able to avoid a negative economic growth rate for the third quarter, the figures now show that there is a possibility we may have a negative economic growth rate for the fourth quarter, which may be a challenge for the South African economy because, as you know, if ever you've got two consecutive negative economic growth rates, then you end up with a technical recession. And in South Africa, mostly the first quarter of any year is usually negative because it's not so highly active in terms of business activity. And now when you see these figures coming in like this and the load shedding is bad, all in all, in the year 2022, we had more than 200 days of continuous load shedding. It is not good for the economy. And as you've just said, when we are told then that we've moved to the highest stage of stage 6 for load shedding, it means many businesses which are trying to just struggling to survive will find themselves not operating well, and this may result in job losses.
Quite a sad scenario, really. But, Prof, President Cyril Ramaphosa said one of the ANC's resolution is for Eskom to be under the Energy Ministry. What difference will it make, if there is any, and how will that help with the current situation at Eskom?
Well, many people have pronounced on that one. Personally, I'm not really persuaded that the moving it from the current Department of Public Enterprises to the Department of Mineral Affairs is going to make any difference. However, the thinking of the people who were at the elective conference who voted for this and who pushed for this, it is because they are saying, let us have at least only one minister accountable for this. Because what is normally happening is you have the Minister of Energy, Mr. Madashe, saying this about Eskom, but it does not fall under his control. And then you have another minister, Mr. Pravin Gordhan, who is responsible for this. So the lines of accountability are blurred. So they are simply saying it must be just one department which is accountable for this. I've not really applied my mind whether it's going to make so much sense. But what we want as South Africans is that the ESCOM thing must be sorted out once and for all.
We look forward to that happening. We certainly hope that the situation will be sorted. In the interest of time, Professor, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Thank you.